Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 14th of December 2021, and it's the day of the big vote where Parliament votes on whether we're going to be seeing the introduction of the Plan B or not, and if so, it will involve the introduction of, well, basically a papers, please society in England for the first time since just after the Second World War, when we had ID cards, I say for the duration of the war, but it took a very long time to get rid of them. They didn't go in 1945, I think it was well into the 50s before they were finally scrapped, and only after a lot of pressure by kind of, I suppose by the population. And so that should be a warning from history for us right from the get-go. But anyway, the vote's happening. It might have happened already, but I couldn't see any news of what the result might be when I was looking through the news just before coming on here to make this video. But as sort of Starmer has said that the Labour Party will be supporting the government, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that the thing will be voted through, despite quite a big rebellion by Conservative MPs. So unfortunately it looks like this thing will be voted in, and indeed it will be another day of infamy for England. So I keep referring to these days of infamy. Of course, it refers back to what Roosevelt, then President of the USA, said after the Pearl Harbor attack. It was a day of infamy. And sort of just over 80 years ago that was as well, of course, just a few days over 80 years ago. And it's very likely that today will be England's day of infamy, where we go from a fair and free society where everybody is treated equally, well, apart from certain workers of sort of care homes and that kind of thing, where a significant proportion of the UK society is going to be discriminated against for no reason at all. So it's not a good day, but rest assured, I will be looking, if this thing does go through, I will be looking into ways of kind of counteracting it, getting around it, fighting against it, doing whatever we can do to just make sure that it's either sort of kicked out in very short order somehow, or indeed that it just doesn't get off the ground. I think they're going to have a very tough time in policing it anyway, and there are a lot of ways around it. And I did see a video this morning, and it was on one of my Telegram sort of groups, TikTok video, and it was this guy who was going through the 1984 Public Health Act, which is the act that the government are using to enforce all of these ridiculous mandates, etc. And I think there's a part of it, the guy in the video kind of sort of says what all the sections and subsections are, but he sort of says that there's this particular section where it says something like a minister can kind of extend the government's powers to deal with severe public health situations. But then the next page down, which obviously the government never looked at properly, it goes on to say that such extended powers cannot extend to coerced or mandatory kind of medical interventions, shall we say, which includes the big V. So very interesting video. I'll see if I can kind of find out a little bit more about it and get it on my website. And if I can, I'll sort of let you know tomorrow. But that's basically the gist of it. And sort of the government, by kind of coming out with such mandates, are actually going against the Public Health Act of 1984. So I think, again, this video was saying that there's always loopholes, there's always get out of jail free cards within the law, all these laws and bits and pieces. So I will be making sure I can kind of uncover those as much as I possibly can, and sort of informing you as we go forward how we can fight this evil thing that, as I say, is very likely to be voted in pretty much probably as I'm speaking here now. So it's just a question of watching this space, and whatever the result is tonight or today with this vote, we will get through this, and I will be sort of doing everything I can to fight against it and to make sure the whole evil scheme just doesn't fly. And as I say, there is going to be get out of jail free cards, and I will be doing my best to uncover those and letting you know about them as and when I find them. Oh, and I just thought I'd end this video with a little bit of humour. Take a look at this picture. It's a funny one for you. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.